Now we are going to be talking about things of an adult nature now, so time to distract any little ears listening, and I'm going to...
No.
See you guys, anyway.
See you later. He doesn't need to know anything,
something.
guys. He knows everything. Holistic sex educator Jenny Keane is here to talk about the big... Oh, Jenny, it's lovely to have you. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's amazing to be here again.
It's lovely to have you here. Now, there was a recent study that was published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, and it was from a company, Linus, and it says that there are... In a recent study, it found that there were 3 types of female orgasm. In Europe, like we all know the 7 erogenous zones. I'm getting straight in there. We all know from Friends the 7 zones.
Okay,
with Monica. Are there 3 types of orgasm?
Well, first of all, I would say there's the whole body is an erogenous zone. Like if you have a body, your whole body is a pleasure playground, right? So, I mean, for how long was Friends, right? We're evolving.
Yes.
And what I would say is that in this particular study, they say there's 3 types. They've categorized them. So there's actually more than that, than those types. I do a workshop called Orgasm Online, and I tell women the amount of orgasm there are, we name them, but there's definitely way more than 3. They're categorized into 3.
So there's actually more than 3. So it's not even just a myth, this whole thing, no?
Yeah, there's way more than 3. There's way more than 3.
Like, how do you even categorise them then?
Lucy, if you need to chat, just let us know, OK? We'll sort it all out.
I told her I was doing this today. She said you could do with it.
Needs a bit of help. I'm recording this and I'm giving it to the housemate later on.
So this study is actually referring to a particular vibrator that has been used to collect data of women's orgasms, and they've categorized the types of pelvic floor contractions that women are experiencing, and they've categorized them into 3 different types, right? But that there's more orgasms available to everybody, basically, and even for men, right? Most men only experience what we would call like a tension release orgasm or an ejaculatory orgasm. But even for men, there's more orgasms available to you. But most of us just don't know about that because we've never been educated, right? We don't know how our body functions. Most women have never actually looked at their vulva unless there's something wrong, right? But to actually just like look at your vulva and be like, where are all my parts? How do they all work? Where do they all fit together, right?
So like get the mirror out. People should do that.
Yeah, no, I recommend that all of the time because a lot of the time, because the sex education that we have is fear-based, right? That we grew up on. When it's fear-based, when it's risk-based, right? We only tend to look when there's something happening and there's something unusual and there's something wrong, basically, right? We put a lot of fear on even engaging with this part of our body. If you have never looked at your own vulva before, how do you expect to access the amount of pleasure that's possible for you, right?
Because it's still kind of taboo, even with yourself, like, do you know, to be comfortable in your own skin. I'm sure like it might be awkward, is it? Do some people kind of say it's awkward to just whip out the mirror? Yeah,
well, it's absolutely. I think it's very vulnerable to do that, right? And I think when you don't receive sex education, when there's a lot of fear around looking at your body, right? And, you know, you're looking for the problem because that's what you've been told to look for, because sex education is about the fear of STIs, the fear of getting pregnant, what's wrong down there, rather than pleasure-based education, which looks at, you know, here are all your body parts, here's how they function, here's how to access pleasure, here's the techniques for accessing more pleasure, and here's how you can access even more pleasure, right?
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's not something that we're ever taught about, whereas we are with certain other parts of our body. Now, some studies have found that men can reach orgasm 90% of the time, but for women, it could be just 50%. So is there, the female orgasm, there's been books written about it since the 70s, but it wasn't something that it was ever really taught as something that was important. And it's not something, certainly, like that when I was growing up was very important. It was always more about the boys. I suppose that's just personal experience or whatever. It is changing. Do you think women are now going, OK, well, this is about me too, and are starting to ask for what they want, or are they kind of too embarrassed to say to their partner, OK, this isn't working for me?
I think we're all, at least in my world, right? Like I'm educating women, and I'm educating mostly women at the moment. In my world, I do believe that that's changing. I think it starts at getting educated about your own body first, understanding how your body works, how your body functions, what you like, what you don't like, how, you know, what causes arousal in your body, and what types of touch your body responds to, and then being able to communicate that and express that to another person if you're sharing establishing intimacy with that person. All of those things are skills that you develop slowly over time. I think there has never been a time in our life where we have been able to access this information easy, right? Like easier. And whereas now, being online, I know from my workshops, like I have thousands of people in my workshops. I did a workshop last week called Going Down, and it was all teaching people techniques on how to touch your vulva, techniques for oral sex, how to ask for what you want. And there was thousands of people in this workshop, right?
So are you encouraging, to mention it to your partner? Like, so it's not about, or even getting your partner to watch something like that.
Actually, there are so many people who joined with their partner. So I obviously don't, I don't take my pants off, right? Like, I just to say this to everybody at home.
Good to know,
we had grapefruits. And I had actually one person being like, I have now...
Well, then you had cucumbers. Can we see this for 1 second? I think we've got something here. This is Meet Jenny Keane, the woman who caused sex workshop, caused a cucumber shortage in Ireland. Look at you.
That was for the blowjob workshop. Oh my
so grapefruits are going to be in shortage now as well.
Yeah,
okay, great.
They were in shortage last week. The cucumbers were in shortage the week before.
I mean, you're a busy girl.
The greengrocers must love you.
I need an affiliate link for Instagram.
But this is, again, when we talk about this, it is about discovering what you like yourself, but then being able to communicate. We have to start talking to each other, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And knowing all the parts of your body as well. Like, a lot of women don't know where their G spot is or like the kind of G area is. A lot of women don't know. They've never, touched their own cervix, and it's just being able to open this conversation up to be like, there's nothing wrong with this.
Well, listen, you're brilliant at opening it up. It's great to have you with us here this morning. And thank you. I think we've run out of time. So, Jenny Keane, you can find you on @hello Jenny Keane. Great to have you.
You had that locked and loaded. You had that locked and loaded.
That's
Thank
all we
you,
have
Jenny.
for today's show with Pamela Laird, and lots more coming up tomorrow. It's great to have you with us. See you tomorrow from 7.